In this video, we're going to pull, dunk, peel, scrub, ice, comb, and more to bring a gorgeous MOD Italian doll back to her former glory. Enjoy!
Maggie to the rescue!
Hey everybody! Maggie's here with a dirty doll that I actually thought was a Furga doll until a few minutes ago. She was made in Italy, like a Furga doll, but she's a Corinne doll by Italo Cremona. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Thank you, Maggie. You can have a seat. You can still tell she's beautiful. I found her at an estate sale. Her scalp is showing, so I hope to fix that. Let's see if this eye is foggy. It looks great. I love her lashes. Here's her markings. Made in Italy. She's marked 1968, but I think she's from the early 1970s. So I think her hair is just rooted in a way that the scalp can show depending on how it's styled. It's so dusty it looks gray in places. So these nasty boots are going to be a big challenge. We'll look closer at those in a bit. Another challenge is how to get her floppy arms tight again because they're made of plastic and they're not string jointed or wire jointed. Look how amazing her hand sculpt is. So she's a 15-inch high large fashion doll. Look at how many amazing mod outfits she came in. So as for these nasty boots, I'd love to keep the faux leather intact, but I just can't. It's too ripped up and gross, but they're definitely an important part of her look. I'd actually attempt sewing a new pair, but my sewing machine is broken. But I'm feeling determined to see if I can rescue them for this video. We'll see. I hope this is dirt and not the dyes in her dress that stained her. This is such interesting fabric. I hope the yellow fringe holds up with washing. Okay, let's get started. First, I'm using a baby wipe. It's just a personal preference. You might want to start with a damp washcloth and dish soap. But if you do that, be sure to avoid getting water in her eyes. In my Chrissy rescue, I could dunk her eyes because those are those kind of dark, solid eyes. These are the light ones that can get foggy when they're wet. I'm just wiping the eye superficially. And now I'm using a dry cotton swab very gently. And now I'm just using a tad of dish soap and water. I like using a cotton swab like this because you can get into the smaller details. I'm only doing the lightest minimal amount of cleaning of her eyebrows and eyeshadow because those already look a little bit rubbed off, so I'm trying to be extra careful. I added a little dish soap to the baby wipe. I don't know if you can tell, but dirt is coming off, but not completely. So I'm going to switch to a magic eraser. You have to use these gently because it can take the shine off of this kind of plastic. Though if it's between losing some shine and staying stained, I usually opt for losing some shine. Again, just personal preference. It's looking much better. I just noticed her heels are caved in. I'll probably tackle that another time, if ever, since she'll have her boots on. To remove plastic doll arms, I do a little turn and pull. I don't just pop it out straight because that could crack the shoulder seam. So turn and pull. Dirty fingers. I often see dirty fingers and hands because kids will carry dolls by the hands and by the hair. Again, I want to be mindful to not get water in her eyes. I love the shape of this bowl for salon time. So again, just a fresh bowl of water and dish soap. I don't think I'm going to need any fabric softener, but I do want to use some conditioner. The more I look, I don't think her hair is damaged as much as it's just dirty and tangled. I'm going to rinse her hair off camera in my kitchen sink that has a really strong spray nozzle. All rinsed. All right, time for conditioner. So first I like to massage conditioner in the areas that seem the worst. And even though I use conditioner, I do know that essential oils in it could eventually degrade the plastic. So I always rinse it incredibly well after. Restoring doll hair does take patience, but you can do it while you watch a doll channel or listen to a podcast. So now I'm just applying it all over. Okay, I rinsed her hair under some fairly warm water, essentially giving her a mild boil wash, but I did avoid the top of her head in case that could melt any glue of her hair rooting. Now I'm just starting with an extremely wide tooth comb, starting towards the ends and trying to work the tangles out. And I always turn them over and work on the hair underneath as well. And now I'm using a smaller tooth comb. I'm glad it's going through the hair well. Can you see it's already looking more golden? I don't know if the camera caught how dull her hair looked in person. I hope when her hair dries, it'll fluff up and hide her scalp. It makes me wonder if her original style was a ponytail. See, look how golden it's gotten. I really like her hairline. I already think I know how I want to style her hair if I can. A kind of vintage early 70s, a little bit Brady Bunch. So I'm just fluffing up the layers and we'll see what we get when it's dry. Now let's concentrate on getting this dirty dress cleaned up and these pitiful boots. So I'm using OxyClean, which takes hot water. So I hope her knit dress is color fast, but I really want to get it as clean as possible. The yellow fringe is super grungy looking in person. Okay, that's not dirt. This dress isn't color fast. I'll be right back. So I immediately rinsed the dress in cold water, and now I've put some ice cubes in this bowl, and hopefully that will keep any dye from running any further. Luckily, I don't have any evidence that the color dyed the fringe. The boots are eking some yellow, but that doesn't matter because they are only yellow. That's both dirt and dye. So far, so good on the dress. That was lucky. I'm going to blow dry it just in case any dye ekes while it's air drying. Just because it doesn't look like it's bleeding now. Sometimes it does slowly when it's air drying. And the fringe is now getting a little salon time. I'm doing this very gently. Any harder and this yarn will just pull right out. Okay, time to soak and peel some boots. Well, that's satisfying. I feel like fruit should be underneath, but instead there's some weird residue. I've only made one video short in the 2 years that I've had my channel, but it was similar where I peeled off the first layer of the arms of a Barbie jacket. For that, I used medical tape. It worked great, but soaking is the way to go with these boots. And now I'm just using a toothbrush to get the residue off that was underneath, probably an adhesive. Once I need a new toothbrush, I sanitize the old one and I put it in my doll rescue kit. They have tons of uses. I wish I had yellow fringe to match her dress to add to these, but I don't. They're definitely no longer gross. I'll have to add a little embellishment to get them fancied up. Her hair is starting to dry a little bit. Her dress looks great, but it does have some age wear. But overall, I'm really happy with it. So I've thought about it, and my solution to tighten her arms is to use Teflon tape or plumber's tape because it's made to add thickness and to repel water. Two qualities I really want for this. I'm wrapping this part and I want to get some in the groove as well. Let's give it a test. Pretty good. So I'm feeling all proud of myself about this, but maybe this is just a known way to tighten arms. I don't know. Well, I'm really happy with that. I wonder if I might have to replace it periodically though. Okay, I'm going to get her clean dress on and boots and get that hair styled and get ready for the big reveal. And I'll show you before and after photos during the reveal. So Corinne and Maggie both got fresh flowers in their hair. Okay, let's look at her before. Ew. And here she is after. I'm super thrilled with how she came out. I added a little daisy necklace. Her arms are much more posable now. And I added this trim with metallic gold thread to her boots. I think it works really well with her outfit. I had to tea dye it a little bit. It kind of emulates lace-up boots. I'm really happy I could save them. Her necklace is actually a vintage earring I found. Her hair is super shiny, and I put sponge rollers in to curl it and pulled it back and added this rust-colored satin bow that I thought went well with her dress colors. It does look a little Brady Bunch, but I'm thinking it also looks kind of like a country singer on a variety show at that time period, or Lana Del Rey. I'm going to be on the lookout for other mod outfits for her because I'd love to have a few to change periodically. So, like I said, it was 2 years ago that I started my channel, and I feel like I've just continued to learn ever since, and especially from the doll community on YouTube. What a wonderful group of people of all kinds, which reminds us to be kind. My new mantra is to just continue to create a peaceful space. And thanks for your support, everybody. It means so much. Please be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share my videos so I can continue to make them. They're definitely a labor of love. Thanks, everybody. Bye.